Hello, my name is Marshall Plum, Marshall's Racing, here in Stillwater, Oklahoma. We're here today to do a tip of the month for Amateur MX Magazine. This tip today will be properly lubing your cables. Another area that's overlooked in motorcycle is arm pump. Arm pump can be caused from many things, but having your cables properly lubed every weekend at the racetrack will not totally eliminate arm pump, but can help and assist not having arm pump. And as a factory mechanic, worked with a rider like Larry Ward, he wanted his cables lubed between motos all the time. He was just so picky on having the right feel through his cables. And people don't realize having a properly lubed clutch cable gives you a good feel, which will assist you in getting better starts because you have a better feel for your clutch. Okay, proper tools needed to lube your cables. It really doesn't take a whole lot of tools. You need good contact cleaner to clean the cable out before you actually put the lube in it. A good cable lube, we use Motion Pro cable lube. It's got more of a silicone base and it actually works really good. And then the most important tool is a cable luber. You can buy these from a lot of suppliers, but Motion Pro sells them and any motorcycle shop in the world sells them. So these three items right here could actually make your life a lot easier at the racetrack. Okay, the first step in lubing your cable is unattaching the clutch cable from the perch itself. As you're going to see here, I'm going to stretch the cable out, pull it off of the lever. On this 4-stroke with the hot start, it takes a little more than it would on a normal bike. Now we're going to pull the cable outside of the protective rubber casing, the dust cover here. And we'll get the cable out. Okay, now with the cable in an upright position, we're going to take our Motion Pro cable lubing tool, which is mainly just a rubberized piece of material that has a hole in the top where you put a cable straw through it, and in the bottom it's a bigger hole, goes around the cable, and it actually has another hole for the lubrication to get into the cable. It's pretty well a sealed unit. Once it's sealed, it'll push the oil or contact cleaner through the cable. Our first step now is going to be attach the tool, tightening it up with the little handle here. I always like to take a rag because it can make a mess and wrap it around the bottom of the tool. And then we're going to take our contact cleaner, insert the straw of the contact cleaner into the cable luber. Now with the straw inside the cable luber, we're going to apply some pressure to the contact cleaner and hopefully get enough of the contact cleaner down into the cable. If you look down to the bottom of the cable, you'll see contact cleaner starting to come out the cable at the bottom of the motor. Once you see that, it is safe to stop with the contact cleaner, disassemble the straw from the tool, take a look down and make sure there's some lubrication coming out, which there is. As you could have seen from all the contact cleaner that we ran through the cable, the dirt that has come out of this cable. Now that the contact cleaner is dry, we're going to take our Motion Pro cable lube and do the same step as we did with the contact cleaner. We're going to take and we're going to spray some oil until we see oil come out of the cable, as we did with the contact cleaner. Okay, now I start to see the cable lube coming out of the cable at the bottom of the motorcycle. We're going to take the straw out. We're going to unattach our tool here, and we're going to make sure that the cable actually moves up and down freely. As you can see, it's a lot freer now than it was before. The next step now will be to attach the cable back to the lever. Okay, now with the cable lube inside the cable, and once the cable has been lubed, we'll now take some red line assembly grease and put it on the lever where the end of the cable attaches to the lever. This just actually assists the cable not having to bind to it when the clutch is engaged or disengaged. With the red line grease onto the lever, we'll now take the clutch cable and put it back into the lever assembly. Okay, now once we have the red line assembly lube onto the lever, we'll take the cable, attach it back to the lever here. As you can see, using a little bit of patience. Make sure the cable goes through the lever notch. Now as you can see on these adjusters, there's two little notches. We want to have both those notches lined up with their flats on the lever. Slide the cable properly through each one. And then we're now ready to assemble the lever and the cable back together. Okay, now with the cable attached back to the lever, as you can see here, we want to make an adjustment of the clutch. We're going to take here and turn the knurled adjuster till we have just about a nickel, the thickness of a nickel, or about 1/8 of an inch in between the clutch lever and the perch. As you can see right here, that's about the perfect adjustment. Now we're going to feel the clutch. As you can feel, this clutch is a very smooth clutch, and it should actually help this rider on the racetrack. Now that we have lubed a clutch cable on your motorcycle, it's always a good idea to go ahead and do the same procedure on your throttle cable. Doing this on a weekly basis will definitely help your motorcycle and the ease of operation of your cables. That'll be the tip of the month from Marshall's Racing.